Check. Can you hear me, Derry? Check, check. How about now? Check. Check, check, check. Check, check, check. Check, 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 check. Working? Check, check, check.
Yeah, this guy.
Check. Check. Check.
Y'all look too loud over there.
This is going to the speaker. No, that's going to the. This one's going to the speaker. This one's going to the computer and that.
Yeah, this guy.
Check. 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 Yeah, we here, bro. We're here. It's working, bro. Yeah. So that for us,
Yeah, this guy.
yeah, we're good. Yeah. Yeah.
He's gonna start speaking from the beginning.
Check. 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 This is the USB one down there.
Yeah, this guy. Yeah, this guy.
Good to go. Yeah.
All right, all right. Welcome everybody to All Nations Bro Variety. Oh, sorry about the technical difficulties, but yeah, welcome to All Nations Bro Variety. My name is David. I'm in active recovery. I want to read first the purpose of this group. We gather this day in our sacred circle to share our recovery stories and to lend a helping hand to the brothers and sisters who come here to overcome alcoholism and addiction. There are thousands of us sober and growing each day in our spirituality. This group reaches out to the newcomer, man or woman, red or yellow, black or white. We believe the Creator has the power to help the helpless alcoholic or addict get sober, stay sober, and make us into the human that the Creator originally intended us to be. So yeah, tonight's our speaker meeting. I think it's our 5th or 6th one, and this sister of ours is speaking. She's a really good role model in our community. You know, she's one of our veterans, and we grew up together since we were little bitty guys. But you know, I'm really happy that we're both on the red road together, and it's my honor to introduce Miss Elizabeth Cat. Catagas. Oh.
I'm here to save or either solve world hunger. I don't like this thing. My name is Elizabeth Catagas. I was born here in El Reno at Parkview, what they used to call Death View Hospital. I don't know why, but that was always the joke I heard. Growing up here, let's just put it right there. I can't stand it. Growing up here, there was like a lot of alcoholism with my family. My mom was an alcoholic. My father was an alcoholic, but I don't know to what extent. But just growing up into it, me and my younger sister were placed in so many adoption homes. I can't even tell you how many homes we went into when we were young, due to my mom being an alcoholic. Let's see from there. I had like little cue cards on what I could talk about, but kind of lost it. The earliest time I remember going to boarding school, I wish my friend Demita was here because she remembers me being in there. I just don't remember being in there, but I was young and I was going into the 5th grade, and being in boarding school was it like, it wasn't bad, it wasn't harmful. It was just, I guess it was our safe place being in boarding school because we wasn't around the alcohol no more. We wasn't around my aunts and uncles partying, drugs, or anything. We wasn't around that no more. We come out, my mom drags us up to Wyoming. We hated it. We hated it there in Wyoming. That's where I guess you could say that's where the molestation started, was up there in Wyoming. Like my mom's husband's family was doing that. And we was always trying to hide. Like, we knew when they got drunk, something was going to happen. Something bad was going to happen. Stayed up there. My sister, she got sick. My mom took her to a hospital. The doctor could not diagnose what was going on with her, but she was sick. But me and my sister knew what it was from. We didn't belong up there. That wasn't our people. That wasn't anywhere. So going from one drunk family to another one, like just seeing it and everything. And then my younger brothers, I guess that's where their alcoholism started, because they were sneaking from the jug. They would pour it in a cup and take off, and they would all be drinking it. But me and my sister, we never did. Come back here to the States, it was no different. We came not to the States, but came back to Oklahoma. Back into alcoholism, back into my mom partying with my uncles, and waking up to no food because everybody partied and ate it all. And then that sexual harassment started on me and my sister. And my psychiatrist, she honestly asked me, she was like, Elizabeth, why was you not suicidal when you were young? I said, don't get me wrong. There were times where I just did. Like, me and my sister, we wanted to kill ourselves. Like, we honestly wanted to kill ourselves because we didn't want to feel that no more. We didn't want to be around that no more. And I told my psychiatrist, I said, I can't. I said, I can't kill myself. I can't kill myself because I have to be there to protect my little sister. Because I would hide her. I'd be like, go hide in the closet, My uncle and his friends are coming back drunk. Go hide in the closet. You don't have to be around that. From there, my grandmother passed away, which really hit real hard. But I still didn't drink. I wasn't into drugs or anything like that. My brother he goes, do you want to go back to Carter Seminary? And I was like, yeah. So went back to Carter Seminary, me and my sister, and that's where she found the love of her life. And they had bang load of kids. That repopulated the Seminoles and the Cheyennes. But from there, I stayed in boarding school. Graduated. My sister, she started having kids. My younger sister started having kids. Graduated from there. When I was at Carter, there was this family. They're the Marises. There was this family. Harry Maris. He used to work there as a matron, as a parent there. And one day he just asked me if I wanted to go to church, and I was like, yeah. So we went to Chickasha Indian Baptist Church. And there, because I grew up Mormon, and I still don't understand it. Like, the missionaries, they come by and they teach it to me, and I'm thankful for that because they're, whatever. Went to Chickasha Indian Baptist Church, and it was on a revival. It was on a revival week. And so we're all sitting up in the front, and it was me and everybody that went, and that pastor, he was like, do you know? And when he went like that, his Bible went flipping and hit me in my head. And like, looked at my friend, I told him, I said, well, I guess I needed Jesus, huh? It hit me. I got hit with it. But I got saved that week, and I started knowing God. My faith started coming back. And when I did, like, I prayed all the time, like, please let me pass this test. Please don't let me run into these Choctaw people. Didn't want to deal with them. Hey, this is my sister. So my faith was pretty strong there. And like, all the kids there, they were smoking and drinking and everything. And I still never picked it up. I still didn't drink, and I still didn't smoke. Still didn't do none of that. But as soon as I got out, I graduated from there. I was even the Chickasaw princess for Carter Seminary. Like I had the buckskin dress on, the crown, and my boots. I had to wear my boots. They was like, you got to put these on. No, you ain't putting those on me. But graduated from there. Um, went to St. Gregory's for soccer scholarship. And I found out what cocaine was. And everybody kept telling me, don't do it, Elizabeth, don't do it. It fits your personality. So I did it. Did it 5, 6 times, and my grades started dropping. My grades started dropping. So I got kicked off. Actually, I just left. Went back to Ardmore, and I was at Harry and Dee's house. And Dee comes walking in. She was like, "What are you doing here?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm just taking a break." And she looked at me. She goes, "What are you doing here?" And then I just busted out crying, and I told her what happened. And she was like, "Harry's going to be mad at you." And I'm like, "I know. And he's going to want to talk to you when he comes in." I was like, "I know." So I tried to run away. It didn't happen because in Overbrook, you're way out in the country. So I started walking off, and here comes Dee in her car. "Where are you going?" I was going to the store. Store's 10 miles away. And she was like, "Get back in. Harry's home." And I'm like, "All right." So I get back in, and he's sitting there, and he just looks at me, and he was like, "Come on, we're gonna go for a ride." And I was like, "All right." And I turned around, and he's standing there. He's standing there with 2 coats. He was like, "Here." And so we went for a drive, and then I told him everything that happened. And he asked me, "What are you gonna do now?" And I told him, "I don't know." He goes, "You were always telling me that you wanted to go into the Marine Corps." He goes, "Why don't you do that?" And just like a light bulb, it just kind of went bing. Like I was like, "Oh yeah, huh?" So I dipped in '99, went into the Marine Corps. I'm telling you, um, everybody that came in was kind of lit. Some of them were high, some of them were still hanging over because the night before your MEPS, everybody always says you have a MEPS party. I was in my hotel room where I could hear all these kids partying around and everything. Uh, Boot camp, it's not for the faint of heart, but it's funny because I was always getting, not really always getting in trouble, but I always get in trouble for laughing. Because because in the barracks, this big old room like this, you had bunk beds on this side, and you had 9 of them in the middle, and you had bunk beds on that side. I would wake up, and this girl had a fro just way out there, and I would have to put my head down, and they'd be like, "All right, Cardigas, you still sleeping?" "No, ma'am." I'd look up, man, I'd just bust out laughing. "Get up here on my quarter deck, Cardigas." I am sitting there pushing and pushing and pushing. Uh, Once we were in a drill, marching with our rifles and everything, doing drill moves. The girl in front of me farts real hard, and I'm just sitting there trying to keep it together. That didn't work. Got in trouble for laughing. They was like, "All right, you're going to get in trouble, when you come back in." So Sergeant Polish, she comes up to me. She goes, "Oh, you feel like laughing?" "No, ma'am." And Sergeant Polish is about that big. And I'm just like, "No, ma'am." And she was like, "All right, get in that corner." And I'm just like, "What?" And growing up, standing in the corner, I'm like, "Man, I got this. I could stand in that corner all day if they wanted me to." But I had to grab my rifle. And she was like, "Stick it out." So I stuck it out. And she goes, "When you come down, you say ha ha. When you go up, you say hee hee." And so, or it's the opposite. Ha ha hee hee. So I had to do that for like 30 minutes. And she was like, "Are you done?" And I just busted out again. No. So I'm like sitting there doing that. And it was, yeah, that was crazy. Like everybody was just like, "Come on, Curtis, just stop." And I'm just like, "Man, it's funny. It's funny." Uh, so graduated from boot camp, Paris Island. Uh, I didn't really go home. I stayed in South Carolina. I stayed in a hotel room, check out South Carolina, because I literally thought El Reno and Ardmore were like was it for Oklahoma. until I got into boot camp. Graduated there, stayed in a hotel, went back for MCT, which is Marine Combat Training. Yeah, that wasn't good either. That was not good either. That's when like everybody started partying hard. Like everybody was 21. We was getting into the bars. We was having hotel parties, and still I did not drink. Nothing, because I was always scared I was going to get in trouble. And besides, we had watch. Like every 4 hours, somebody would come in and do watch. Well, we were standing on line, and we were getting ready to go out into the field and start our Marine combat training. Well, we're all standing there, and like everybody, you could just smell the alcohol on some of them. And this girl just looks at me. She was like, "I'm about to go to sleep," and she just falls forward. And I'm just like, "Hey, you got to get up." And she's like knocked out, and I'm just laughing, trying to pick her up. And they was like, "Just leave her there," and I just drop her, and like dust goes like that, and I'm just like, "All right, fine, whatever." Get through MCT, and then you get your orders of where you're gonna go. So I went to Japan. From Japan, I came back to the States, and from there, I got my first. Is when I first went on ship. Went around the globe, came back, spent 7 months in States, and then went back on another float. And this float, we hit Thailand. Yeah. If you look Asian, just don't go. Just really don't go. Don't go to any Asian countries. Because I got arrested there. I did. I got arrested in Thailand because they honestly thought I was trying to leave their country. Like this, and they all fit under. They're about the height of my mom over there. You're pretty tall, Mom. You're pretty tall. Get through that ordeal, whatever. But when I turned 23, that's when I picked up my first drink. And I thought, oh my God, this is so fun. This is it. And then from coming from an alcoholic family, I could stop it. I could stop. Because being in the military, you have to stop at some time. But got out, came back home, was drinking. Didn't really drink because when I came back, I was like, okay, I need a job, because unemployment. The military will pay you unemployment for 6 months until you get a job. So I was getting that, so I had to get a job. So I got a job at Oklahoma County, and let me tell you, they party. They party because I've been to so many house parties with the people that worked at Oklahoma County. One time, I even woke up in a closet. I didn't even know whose closet it was. But it was a nice closet. Like I woke up and I was like, oh, hey, that's nice. Ta-da! Nah, everybody was knocked out. So I closed the doors and passed back out. Woke up and everybody was eating. And they was like, man, we thought you went home. I'm like, no, I've been in your closet this whole time. And that girl was like, you were in the closet? I'm like, no, I'm out now. I'm glad y'all got it. Because I don't get it. No, I'm joking. Yeah, from there, I didn't like the way they treated people. I really didn't. We're all human. We all piss, eat, and shit the same. Except for me now, I just carried it around. Could be standing there, like a deer in the woods, just sit there, poo, just be looking around. I could be walking in the church. Oh, my bad. Then I went to Seminole County. Oh my God, I loved Seminole counties because it was nothing but natives. Nothing but natives. And these guys were in for child support. Nothing criminal, just child support. I'm just like, y'all are all in here for child support? Yeah. Why don't y'all get a job and go? Pay your child support. And one goes, nope, I got 3 hots in the cot. And I'm just like, you don't even belong out there. I don't even know why you was breeding. But get there, I'm working there, and then there comes a message over the radio, over the CB radio. And this guy, he I think she was like 20, 26 months, 27 months. I don't know. But this guy was so strung out that he broke the baby's hips. The one he was raping, he broke her hips just to penetrate her deeper. And that just started messing with me. So the undersheriff said, Catagas. And I was like, yeah. He was like, we're bringing him in. He goes, I want you to book him in. And why me? And he was like, because you're the only one I could trust. And if he gets out of hand, he goes, you're the only one I know that could slam him. I'm like, oh, okay. So I get my Barney Fife gear on, get all pumped up. No, not really. I didn't do that. I was just sitting behind a desk just waiting. So they bring him in and everything, and he's just sitting there hooping and hollering around. And I'm just like, you got to sit down before I book you in. And he's just being irate. And I was like, sir, can you just please sit down and everything? And here comes Shannon. Well, anyways, the sheriff, Shannon, that was his granddaughter that he did that to. And I didn't know it until he come like balls to the walls, come flying in. And he was like, where is he at? And I'm like, who? You know, that scared me. I was like, who are you talking about? And he goes, him. And here comes the undersheriff. And the undersheriff just literally runs and just tackles him and just drags him right here up the stairs. And he's like, no, Shannon, you cannot be in here. Well, anyways, I guess that guy, he sat there and he was just belligerent. You know, he was just calling me a squaw and everything. And I had to ignore it, whatever. But anyways, one of the COs uncuffed him. And when they did, he went running. And I had to jump over the desk and I ran and I just tackled him. And all I could hear in the background was like, get him, Sister Sledge. And I'm like, who the fuck is Sister Sledge? You know, who's Sister Sledge? And so, like, we got him booked in, had to put him in the padded cell. We had to buck him off, everything, put a green gown on him, get him in there. I get home, man, I'm just like, man, I went through like a whole 30 pack. And my sister, she just looked at me. She goes, are you okay? And I'm like, no, I'll tell you about it later. So I'm sitting there and I got drunk and I passed out. And then she wakes me up. She was like, hey, you're about to go on again. I'm like, all right. So I get up, slam a coat, get in the shower, get back to the jail, and I'm getting charged. This guy's pressing charges on me. And the undersheriff, he was like, you can't even be in here right now. And I'm like, oh, that's fine with me. Okay. You know, hey, that's fine. I'll take a day off, whatever. He goes, no, you can't be in here. He goes, you need to be somewhere else. I'm just like, you said I can't be here. I want to go home. He was like, just go to the kitchen. All right. So I'm sitting there in the kitchen. Here's all these, I never called them inmates. I always called them ladies and gentlemen until they disrespected me. Then that's when I would call them inmates. But I've never had that. Well, anyways, they're in there cooking in the kitchen and they was like, yeah, Sister Sledge. Here I can hear some girl Lulu in the background. And I'm just like, what's going on here? It was like, damn, Sister Sledge. You should replay that. Well, come here and I'll do it again. You know, get through working there. It's on the reserve side of the deputy. I was a reserve deputy there. Well, anyways, they let me go out on patrol with one of the deputies. So we went on patrol and they was like, you know, be at this bar because, you know, drinking and driving, whatever. All right. So we sat there and we patrolled. I patrolled with them for about 3 weeks and they actually let me go on my own because for some reason, everybody got the flu. I don't know why. But anyways, I went and patrolled on my own. So I've been driving through Wewoka, Seminole, just driving through there. And one of the guys that were in there, his name was Left Hand. And that's the one who started calling me Sister Sledge. Anyways, his car was just weaving. So I flipped the lights and everything, hit the siren and pulls over. But anyways, he pulls just a little far too over. He's not even on pavement. This boy's just in the grass. And so I get up there and I like went like this to my light and I said, left hand. He goes, Sister Sledge. And I was like, what? I was like, what are you doing? He goes, I'm trying to get home. And there's like 3 other people in there with him. And then one guy goes, hey, I know her. We went to Carter. And I'm like, oh, good Lord, no. No, don't let it be the one I was thinking about because I heard that voice. Well, anyways, pulled him over and I was like, where are you going? He was like, I'm trying to make it home. But the other guy and the passenger, he goes, man, we're trying to get beer. Man, come on, just hurry up. Do what you got to do. And we got to get some beer. And I'm just looking at him. I'm like, all right, well, just chill out. I said, all right, I'm going to follow you home. I said, but if you leave and you get caught, that's not up to me. I said, but if you leave, I catch you, I'm going to throw you in. So I followed him all the way back to, it was in Seminole. Followed him all the way back to Wewoka. And this guy's house is just right by the convenience store. And the passenger, thought we was going to drive to the store. I thought we was going to drive to the store. I'm looking at left hand, looking at the store, looking at left hand, looking at the store. And left hand was like, shut up, stupid. The store's right there. And so I told him, I said, hey, if I catch you, I'm throwing you in. So that was like giving him an out. And I told him like to throw the keys or put the keys inside. So anyways, they all staggered to the store. As soon as I turned around, they was all walking. I was like, can't y'all just wait until I leave? But I guess that's what alcohol does to you. So done with that. Come back to El Reno. Really didn't have no responsibility because I chose alcohol over my son. So I'm here in El Reno just partying, going to the bars every night. But I was working out there at Concho, making money. And so every week we got paid. So I'm just sitting there partying, not having a care in the world, not even worrying about my son. So I'm like from place to place to place to place. Then I meet somebody. That didn't last maybe about 2 years. That hurt though. That breakup really hurt. And I drank. And I drank and I drank and I drank and I drank. I would polish off a 30 pack and 2 packs of cigarettes to myself and drink until I passed out. Wake up crying, slam a beer before I go into work. And then on break, go slam a beer. I make sure nobody was watching me. I would turn my shirt inside out and go grab a 12 pack. And be in the security car of Concho in one of their tribal cars, just slamming beer, driving around. It was crazy. And then I meet somebody. And today she's still my friend. And what I did to this woman, I've lied to her because I wanted to go party. I stole from her because I wanted to go party. Even lied to my mom and dad, telling them I needed grocery money, but it just went to go buy beer. I'm pretty sure they caught on because they're pretty smart. But this person, I did bad to her because I wanted to drink. And that's all I wanted to do was just drink. I didn't really care about being with somebody. I just wanted to drink. I just wanted to be the life of somebody's party. I wanted to go fit in with everybody else. And still, she is my friend. And still, she encourages me to stay sober. She really does. And she always tells me she's proud of me. And that means a lot for somebody I did wrong. For somebody I really hurt. She still encourages me and she's still my friend. And I love it. And besides, she can't stop being my friend because I'll be at her door. Come on, let's go. You know, I'll be bugging her. From there, like, we were together for a while, and then we split because of my drinking. In the last 4 months, it got bad. Like, my house turned into a party house. I didn't even care who I had in there. I was always pushing my daughter away, Avery. Hey, go play, go play. I'm drinking. And my daughter became her own best friend because I wanted to drink. I didn't want her around me when I drank because that beer was like what I wanted. I didn't want to play with Avery. I didn't want to play with my daughter. I wanted to drink. I wanted to have friends over, you know. And like there's stories where she's told me what happened when I was drinking. But when I would pass out, she would be right by my side. A lot of people told me they was like, she don't ever leave you, you know. And I was like, oh, okay. I didn't like grasp it, anything like that. And then January 1st, I was about to leave her an orphan. I was ready to blow my head off. I already had it in the chamber. And then I was like, God, if you don't want me here, take me. And if you want me here, do something. So right then and there, that's when that 1-800, the suicidal hotline for the VA, popped up in my head. And I dialed that number. And had an eye booger, sorry. Dialed that number, called him, told him I felt suicidal. And I told my friend I felt suicidal, and she said no. She said, no, don't feel that way. And so Avery went to Leah's house, and Leah kept her. And I went into detox at the VA. I stayed there for about 18 days, and it was a 30-day program. I knew I needed more than 30 days because if it was just 30 days, I would be out drinking again. And then my therapist, she's the one who told me about George Hawkins. So on January 18th, that's when I stepped in to George Hawkins and started my treatment. And my friend was always telling me, I'm not doing this for you. I'm doing it for Avery. And I was always so glad that she did it for Avery. But in George Hawkins, when we started those classes, like everything started coming out of me. Like everything that was like it, like just holding a beach ball underwater, trying to hold it there and trying to stay stable. But once we started hitting them classes, like I started realizing how bad my alcoholism was and how bad I was, off I was, and like I was crying all the time. And I started talking about it. And halfway through it, I was ready to come home because everything that I realized that I did to my kids, I was hurting. I was hurting on the inside. It hurt. Believe me, it hurt. Because I wanted to go and run away and go find a store to take another drink to make it go away, but I couldn't. They told me, Elizabeth, you have to finish this. Because I had to do PTS counseling. Oh, thank you, babe. Oh. I love you. Go sit back down. I had to do PTSD counseling. I had like, when I was there, I was booked all day. Like, had like everything. But the night, my counselor, she said, I want you to write something down. And what she told me to write down was, how would you get revenge on these people that hurt you, that did you wrong? And I wrote it down. And it was like 4 pages. and she read it. She was like, kind of psychotic. Yeah. Yeah, you can say that. So you got to see what I can do with the toothpick. But, and she tore it up. And I was like, what'd you do that for? She goes, you got it out. And she said something else, and like, it just light bulb said, bing. And I was like, all right. And so later on that night, I just prayed before I went to sleep. I don't remember falling asleep. I just remember praying, and I fell asleep. And the next morning I woke up, and it was like a whole lot of weight was lifted off my shoulders. And a light bulb popped up again, you know. So this is what sobriety is. And then from there, I got out, graduated. Graduated, stayed in a hotel room for a while. Then I got my apartment. I just hit 6 months of sobriety, and I had to go into the ER because I found out I had cancer. I honestly thought I was going to relapse myself, because finding out you have cancer after you did everything. Got through that. The VA, I did my treatments with the VA, did the chemo. And when I was doing chemo, she still was sitting by my side. She would sit by my side and ask me if I needed something to drink. And then when I I had gotten sick one time, and I crawled to the bathroom, and I was just, throwing up all that chemo and everything. And I just laid in my bathroom, and I laid down, and she came by me, grabbed a blanket and a pillow, and just laid by me. And then, well, the first night that she slept with me, I think it was like the third night, but it was my second round of chemo. This girl, I don't know how she did it. Her arm wrapped around my tube, and she went to go roll over, and my port is right here. And so there's like a needle that goes into your port, but it goes down. And like she jerked it, and I rose up like the dead. But dude, I was like, and so I'm sitting there just like trying to find it in the dark, trying to find my phone to turn the flashlight on, sitting there pulling on her to get the cord, to get the tube out. Finally, I find the flashlight, and it's all wrapped around her arm, and she's all laying like this. But I made it through that, made it through the radiation, made it through the surgery. Oh, man. It was bad. I hated the surgery, but it was something that had to happen. That's all, folks. And I'm here, and I'm 20 months sober. Oh, I got one more thing.
You announce it?
No. Oh, yeah, I will do that. Does anybody want a desire chip?
One thing we like to do here at the Well Variety group is celebrate times of recovery. So that's what my sister's doing right now. So if anybody wants a desire chip to desire to start a new way of life.
Come on.
Anybody?
No? I'm just going to throw them at y'all then.
You got to give her a hug too.
High fives. There we go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. What is your deepest desire? No, here you go. I love you, sister. All right. Oh, hey. Hey, right on, girl. Work it. Everything will pull through. All right, we're going on the sobriety. Where's this? Does anybody have 30 days?
No fronts.
Oh yeah, we don't do fronts. We're sober. For how long?
Yeah.
A year chip.
You should go down.
I don't have one. Yeah, I think
Anybody got 60 days?
60. No, we're finding your chip. 90.
Here we go.
Me and this chick, we used to drink together, and she seen my bad times, she seen my good times, and everything. And she told me once that she wanted to get sober, and I said, you'll go to the last house. So I forgot what I told you, but anyways, she got sober, and she's 90 days sober, and I'm proud of her. I love you too.
How'd you do it?
How did I do it?
Yes, how did you do it?
Time and also
Mom.
my creator. I always thank the Lord that I have sober friends now, and I go to AA every day at 12, and Elizabeth's been my friend since 2020, and there's times that we
It's crazy.
took care of her, she took care of me, and it's awful. But the thing is, I got sober, and it's time. I have so much to live for.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it.
Oh.
Who got the year?
How much time we got?
Me?
89 days. 60 days. 60
90
days.
days, really.
89 really no fronts. You get 60 days. 60 days, yeah.
All right.
Yeah. We got meetings tomorrow.
Yeah, there you go.
Let's do it.
How I do it? And like that lady said, it's one day at a time, but I surround myself with positive people, and
Yeah.
I stay home a lot. I became a homebody,
Heck yeah.
and that's my support.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, she doesn't
Mhm.
need me. We go to all these meetings together. I listen to everybody's story, different stories or different people. But I just, I mean, trying to live right.
Oh, yeah.
And then it's just one day at a time.
Heck yeah, bro.
Hell
Come
yeah.
back.
Here you go. How did you do it?
I did it. I found out I was pregnant. I was 2 months pregnant when I quit smoking dope. And now I stay sober because I'm trying to get my daughter back from VHS. So that's what keeps my sobriety.
All
Oh.
right, that's a good one. And what'd you say you was? All right.
Anybody got 6 months? More?
No,
All right, we'll keep coming back so you get them. Yes.
that's it. Leave the tip at the door.
We want to thank everybody for coming. We'll do a few more announcements real quick. We also have meetings on Monday nights. We have a Mending Broken Hearts meeting on Monday nights based on grief. We also have a regular meeting here on Thursday nights. We have another Well Brady meeting on Tuesday nights in Clinton. We have another AA meeting, these informal gatherings on Tuesday night as well in Watonga. Friday night, we have a 12-step meeting here. And also on Wednesdays, we have a people sweat out in Concho. So if anybody's ever interested in coming out to sweat with us, just hit us up, let us know. Anybody's welcome, everybody's welcome. And big thing we got going on this weekend is we have our All Nations Res Recovery Gourd Clan put on a benefit dance this Saturday at Concho. So the gourd dance will start at 2:00. Supper will be at 5. We always have extra gourds. We always have extra shawls. And oh yeah, we're gonna also be crowning our Res Recovery Princess. So yeah, come on out. We're gonna have contests, lots of food, lots of dancing, lots of giveaways. So thank you guys again for coming out. See you guys later. Oh. Oh yeah, yeah. Still on? We're still on. We got one more announcement. October 10th. We also give a big shout out to our brothers and sisters at Medicine Tribe. October 10th, we're going to be having they're going to be having a speaker meeting on Oklahoma City, and guest speaker will be the one, the only Jake over here. So yeah, come on out, October 10th. We'll be there.